I'm David Lytle, and I've been on the board this time for a little over a year. I was previously on the board for 8 years. Well, I believe in what the organization does. I probably first became involved with the Humane Society of the Pikes Peak region close to 20 years ago. And through what was happening in those days in HSPPR coming to Pueblo particularly. And so became very much aware of the value of the organization, what a great job it does, and how important it is in both communities, in the Springs and in Pueblo. And certainly this year has been an interesting, challenging year because Jan left and we brought Dwayne on board as the new CEO, and looking at needing to expand our veterinary hospital facilities, is going to be a real challenge. So those are exciting times. Currently we have 2 dogs. We have Watt, who is a 16-year-old Schnauzer, unfortunately on his last legs, and we have Lucy, who's a 14-year-old Border Collie Springer Spaniel mix, and still thinks that she's young and spry. They were both rescued critters. There is a real bond there that you form. I mean, they become part of your family, and particularly, with the kids grown, the dogs they're like your kids, and you treat them almost like they were your kids. How do I spend a day off? Before COVID, we would take time off, not just a day. We would take chunks of time off and go places, the mountains, Taos, what have you, the beach. But with COVID, we're pretty much homebodies. We go for drives. That's about it. We'll take a drive up to the mountains. We took a drive up to see the fall colors a few weeks ago. But yeah, we're staying close to home with the COVID thing. There's a lot of good things you do, professionally. It's kind of like, well, there's the personal side. We've got 2 great kids and some wonderful grandchildren. And professionally, there's a lot that I feel like I've been able to accomplish in the community. So, but when it comes right down to it, the being married for 50 years is probably the most important thing, that relationship, probably the most important thing in my life. Well, without HSPPR, the quality of life would not be as good. I mean, not only for the animals, but for the people, because, for so many people, their critters are very important to them. It makes a huge difference in both communities in terms of the people and the animals. And without them, both communities would be far, far worse off. If they need to adopt an animal, it's the place to go. That if they have an animal that they're having trouble caring for and need some help, it's the place to go. It's a place to go if you need to adopt. If you're being transferred and you need to place your animal so it'll be placed in a good home, it's the best place to take your animal to be rehomed.